Give it to me. I believe I can brew something out of it that contains the positive effects the flower has on your arcane abilities, but without putting you to sleep. Please, Prophet, don't be a fool. You're toying with things you don't even remotely understand.
Why? You're incredibly concerned about what I do with this flower. Is it because, you think a lot of weight rests on my shoulders, being one of the prophets?
Because you saved my life. Also, we need you. Blazes, you know about your role in all of this. Didn't you recently accuse me of being selfish?
That is true. Those are all valid points. That's the exact same argument I had with you just now. Here, take it.
Good. Thank you. You've made the right decision. Trust me.
I do trust
you. I'll let you
you.
know once I've taken a closer look at it. We'll speak in the temple.
Take care, Yislan. I'm glad he talked me into my senses. He's right, I had no idea what I was going to do. That's a lot of books. He's been a very busy... Documents of the Holy Order concerning the rifts in the intercontinental temporal fabric. There is a well-founded suspicion that the unified time fabric in Vin is no more. Even worse, it is already broken since the starfall in the First Era. This means that different continents, which were created with the impact of the celestial body, all exist in different timelines. Archaeological researches of Arcanis concerning objects in different continents led to very extraordinary results. A conclusive explanation for this phenomenon is impossible if we take into account the huge time frame between the starfall and our present age. In addition to that, the regents of the different continents created their own calendar for political reasons, and to strengthen their authoritative profile. There's good reason to believe that there were several centuries inserted into history after the founding of Nerum's main city, Erethin, to make their own history deeper. We still do not know if this manipulation was done by Redone himself, or if one of his worldly governors made this change, and Redone only tolerated this decision because he didn't want to oppose the wishes of these humans. Additionally, the different timelines do not have a constant flow. They run next to each other like carriages whose horses trot in different speeds. There are times at which one carriage is faster, then it is the other way around, or both are almost equally fast. Last but not least, it can be assumed that the guiding hand of the Lightborn, in their endless wisdom, ensures that travellers between the continents aren't affected by the temporal discrepancies. Any way that could lead to unbearable confusion of their mortal minds, Unadan, home of the Lightborn, is an enclave in which the time always runs with the same speed, so that the Lightborn can preside over Vin, free from the different timelines. However, the most remarkable discrepancy of the timelines, in particular between Nerum and Enderal, can be seen since the downfall of Treyamar. After the deaths of Eredin, the now godless Nerum took the event as a reason for introducing a new calendar, while Enderal continued to use the Starfall as its year zero. While a whole millennium was added to Nerum's history books after Treyamar's downfall, only 32 years passed in Enderal. This difference cannot be explained by the general rift of the time fabric, nor by the manipulative writing of history. Agents of the Holy Order discovered that a temporal shift seemed to occur in births more than ever, and so the meetings of Nerumese and Endralean merchants in their respective harbours led to the confusion on both sides, as the Nerumese never had a strong interest in Enderal and its continent paired with Nerum's isolation after Eredan's death. This problem never became widespread knowledge, especially because of the discreet actions of several agents in the Holy Order. One of the main reasons for this huge shift is of course Eredan's fall and therewith the loss of the Lightborn governing Nerum, Since then, Nerim is torn with tyranny, conflicts, and general instability, which has now reached the gates of Ark, but also affected the magical fabric, the Mage Order, the Mage Order, which was responsible for Eridan's fall, and used unbelievable amounts of arcane energy for that, uses its sanctuaries since then to keep the after effects of their actions in check. In doing so, the disordered fibers of magic are focused and stabilized, though it also leads to several magical disorders all around the continent. In Nerim's south realm, the magical contamination already gave birth to the baleful Nexus crystals, a sign that a big part of the continent is already torn out from the natural embedment of the fibers of magic. These disorders are responsible for the entrance of different eventualities into this world, which are at times even taken as reality by Nerim's inhabitants. This is a... Oh, hang on. That mentions Aranthiel. Since the fall of the Lightborn, or this is an addendum to this writing, so since the fall of the Lightborn, the enormous temporal discrepancy between Enderal and Nerim gave way to a steadier time flow. There is reason to assume that the total annihilation of the Lightborn repaired the temporal fabric once more, though the chaos which found its way into Enderal since then points to some much more sinister consequences in the long run. According to the reports of the Holy Order's agents, Narithul Aranthiel quickly misused the temporal discrepancy for propaganda purposes after his rescue. Although he wasn't under the effects of the temporal conditions on the continent's surface in his underground prison guarded by the Seraphim, he claimed that he had lived there for a whole millennium to obtain a more mysterious and mightier aura in the eyes of his followers and enemies alike. Likewise, the imprisonment of Tealor Aranthiel in the halls of the former Creator's Temple didn't proceed according to the temporal conditions of the outside world. Nonetheless, decades in total darkness were a heavy trial for him, but he mastered it with his power of faith and his steadfast path abidingness. That leads me to believe that there was something more that helped keep him going. So Narithul was actually locked up for what appeared to be millennium. Or was that a lie? That he had been locked up for a millennium? People seem to buy it and eat it up. That's an interesting read. I'm not going to steal from Yuzlan though. This is still his hideout. I did not mean to drink that potion. Oh, there's a bear. There's a bear. Right. I think it is time. What time is it? I think it's still early morning. Let's have a bit of ambrosia. Let's just get rid of that fever a bit. I think now that we should head back to Kermai and hand him these components. Yuzlan's going to wait for us and meet us at the temple when he's got that ambrosia, not ambrosia, the dream flower, well, whatever he's concocting now, ready. So we're going to, no doubt we'll be heading back to the Sun Temple. We're going to have to head there anyway once we find the Numinos. Oh, okay. And when we said we marked, you know, a location for teleport scrolls, it would have been nice if we did it, I don't know, here maybe. Away from the edge, the precarious edge. Oh, okay, that was a lot steeper than I thought. Kermai. Hello, I can see you're not hard at work.
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Tell me about it. Hi, all aboard the Gertrude. As you are. Permission to board? There he is, Kermai.
Well, any luck?
Yes, I found the alloys. At least I think these are the alloys.
Perfect, that's them. Good work.
Thank you. And before I give you the cube, You built this entire ship all on your own?
He does have help, but indeed, according to your standards, he did it on his own. You know, many things become possible when one uses brains instead of muscles.
I don't doubt it. So you had help from the spiders, but you were the one really in charge of the project then. And what do you think about the cycle then? I presume you've been briefed about that. You want to find the Star City, but what's the use if the cleansing is... Well, the use is we get a Numenos from the Star City to prevent the cleansing, but I'll ask anyway.
Well, you know, according to the prophecies, the Star City has existed for tens of thousands of years now. In Asatoron's days, in the days of the Pyrians, and even in the days of those who were before them. In other words, if the Ancient Fathers have survived all that time, they will survive these High Ones, as you call them, as well.
Are they alive up in the Star City, though? If they did survive the cleansing, that does raise the question of why they haven't helped us.
Maybe they already have. The steel machine. This beacon you have built on the Eye of the Gods. Isn't it possible that the Pyrians acquired the schematics from the Ancient Fathers?
Possibly.
And even if that's not the case, then the Ancient Fathers simply choose not to intervene.
Well, according to what I just read.
Can you really blame them? Look at what mankind has done to the world ever since they've been here. If the Ancient Fathers consciously avoid interfering, they have their reasons. Don't judge them before you have met them.
I appreciate that. I didn't mean to sound so judgy. But it could be that the Star City is within its own little bit of time, because what I read from the Order just before I came here suggests that time is different for each continent, so who knows the effect on the Star City. So, I mean, I don't really want to ask either of these, but I feel compelled more to ask you that if you're seeking shelter from the cleansing.
No. Gertrude and everything you see here is the result of decades of work.
I know.
Not long ago, there was no threat at all from which he had to flee. What he wants is to fulfill his life's dream, his people's prophecies. That the Starlings one day return to where they came from, to their home.
Yeah.
That's all.
I can appreciate that. I felt a little boxed in that conversation, but anyway, back on task. You were right about the cube. It was in an old ruin with another weird machine in it.
Ah, he thought so. Very good work. Your reputation is well deserved.
Thank you. I mean, you know how good my work is, to begin with. But that's everything, is it?
Yes, he didn't expect it. But you and your order have been of great assistance indeed. Give him one more day and Gertrude will fly through the heavens like a fairy.
You paint a beautiful picture.
And you should go to the captain's cabin before you leave. Your Grand Master arrived a short while ago.
Oh.
And it seems he wants to talk to you.
It's about time I caught up with Aranthiel, really. We've not spoken since the siege. I've not seen him since... Well, Yorick's... Well, I didn't even see him execute Yorick for the interrogation. Oh! Aranthiel.
Prophet, have you found the missing pieces?
Yes, he said the ship should be ready to fly like a fairy in a day.
Good. According to Kurmai, your journey will last 2 days. I've instructed him to first head for the Nexus Tower. According
Nexus
to
Tower?
the Starling writings, this is where the Ancient Fathers kept all their knowledge. The heart of the Star City, so to speak. And you will not be traveling on your own. The mercenaries, Sakaresh, Magistra Yaela, and her adjutant will accompany you. I expect you to be back at the temple in 1 week, with knowledge about the Numinas.
Message received. We're gonna... So, just Bar's still working for the Order then? And I've got to ask, will Ark last another week?
As long as Skyrim's barriers are holding, yes. However, we should not rely on them.
Just as well I brought Yuzlem back from that other reality then. God knows what would have happened if he'd end up staying. So, where are the others? Is just Bar and Carly already here?
They will be there when the ship leaves. Before you go, however, I suggest you return to Ark to properly equip yourself. Who knows what you will be facing up there?
Well, I've already got plenty of ambrosia, plenty of potions. I'm well equipped. I re-equipped myself before I went to meet Yuslan, so I may as well just wait here, Aranthiel. Well, had a morning walk, it seems. You know, not much I can do to help, is there? Everyone's quiet today. Probably tense about the takeoff. Will this thing even take off? Might even make it.
You are expected.
Thank you. No, I'm not going to be rude. Thank you. I kind of knew I was expected. Oh, Jaspar.
Good. And on their way back, the others will be able to steer the ship without you, correct?
Yes, they won't be steering anything, to be precise. Because Gertrude flies on her own as soon as the coordinates have been set. He thanks you, Tealor Aranthiel. Any other Grand Master would have laughed at him, but you have listened instead. Now he will be the first of his people to meet the Ancient Fathers. It is hard to believe that. Walk blessed, and all the best for your fight.
Thank you.
It's a huge moment for Kermai. His life's dream is hopefully about to come true, but Jaspar, how have you been?
Look who's here. Talk to Kamai if you're ready to start. He's just waiting for your signal.
You don't want to talk to me anymore? Oh, Liam! Lejam.
Oh, hey. It's good that you're here. Can you believe it? I mean that we are seriously on board an airship.
I know.
Soon set out for the lost city of the Starlings. I can't.
It's hard to believe. It's quite a shock. And especially considering how much has happened over the last few months. I don't think anything would surprise me at this point.
You do have a point there. But anyway, let's see if that thing even flies. Who
Yeah.
knows?
That's a good shout. Kalia.
Saira, it's good to see you.
You too. You seem chipper. But
The
Aranthiel.
others are expecting you. And there's one more thing. This amulet belonged to my son. I want you to have it. Wear it or not, the choice is yours. Now leave.
To
And do
Narazul.
not disappoint me.
I'll do you proud. Narazul's brooch. The cooldown of talents is reduced by 20%. I can't wear it without losing Zara. I appreciate the token though. And Majesty Yayla,
The last passenger has arrived. That is a pleasure.
thank you. We've not really met and travelled together, but you know, we got a good team around us. Kali is very capable. Lijam seems nice. Jaspar seems to be leaving.
Yes.
But what is before I leave, Jaspar he's gone. He's going. Just Aranthiel, I think Jaspar might be leaving, or is he just going for like a quick pre-takeoff pee or something? I don't know. How's the situation in the city? Are the seals holding?
Yes. Koarek will not dare sending his troops straight against our walls. That would be tactical suicide. For now, we are safe.
He's got to be.
However, the red madness is getting worse by the minute. The cleansing is closing in. I can feel it.
Right, I'll get to it then. Do I speak to Kermai? Oh, hello. Kermai, is it time to launch? I don't know if Jaspar's come back from his pre-flight leg stretch.
Welcome aboard. How are
Thank you.
things going? Are you ready?
Yes. Things are looking good. Things are looking up. Let's go. Let's
Well then.
get this show on the road.
All aboard, then raise the ramp. She's taking off.
We've left without Jaspar.
And there we go.
Jaspar!
Good.
Jaspar? You coming? Is that Jaspar? No, that's not Jaspar. Oh, we're taking off. Oh, okay. Did we leave a lot of room to take off through these pillars? Can we get through the ceiling? God, it might be a bit narrow. We have left without Jaspar, though. I can't help but notice we're missing somebody. Oh, he did make it aboard. Jaspar, how have you been?
It's a crazy world, isn't it?
That it is, but... Well, I kinda don't really need to ask what you mean by that. We're flying in an airship through the sky.
On our way to a forgotten city in the clouds, and I'm part of it. That just sounds surreal.
I hear you.
But anyway, it's good that you're here. I wanted to talk to you. Do you have a second?
Yeah, sure, I've got all the time in the world right now.
You have a point there. How should I put it? I wanted to thank you. I'm not sure if you know it, but all that's happened since I plucked you out of that thicket on the Sun Coast, it did something to me. I think I've understood something, as corny as it may sound.
Okay, what have you understood?
It's hard to put into words. You know, I still believe what I told you that time we met at the Dancing Nomad. That we all act as we do because we hope it makes us happy.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Somehow, in no small part thanks to my father, I've always considered responsibility and being happy to be contradictory. But actually, that's wrong. It's the exact opposite. In order to be truly content, we need connection. To a person, to a cause, to anything. If you never find that, you'll never find yourself.
Well, there's certainly a change of tone since when... of what you said in the Silver Cloud. I know you were going through a lot right then, but... it's a shift from we were born alone and we die alone.
Yeah, I said that. And I still think it's true to an extent. You're on your own if you want to be. I'm responsible for what happened to Adila and to Licia, because I never wanted to be responsible. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But I can't change what happened. I'll just have to live with that.
So, what you're saying in essence is we all need something to live for, right?
Maybe. Maybe not. In the end, I can only speak for myself. The fact is, though, that that it feels like I owe this world to be right here, right now. As part of something momentous. And I like how that feels. That surprises me. No matter how all this ends, I will have no regrets. The same goes for our friendship. That's what I wanted to tell you. Despite all the trouble we got ourselves into, I'm glad that our paths crossed. For whatever reason they did.
The feeling's mutual, Jaspar. I've been tough on you at times, but I'm glad that, we can still be friends. I'm glad that you've found a sense of purpose in your life.
Thanks. But anyway, enough of this sentimental babble for now. You should probably rest a little. Who knows what awaits us up there?
Don't even know how much further we've got to travel. Was it 2 days, I think? But before we sleep, I need to speak with Kalia too. But, Liam...
Point of view, isn't it? I really wish the war and the High Ones weren't casting shadows over all of this. This world can be so beautiful.
And it can. It's an amazing view. We are one with the clouds right now. And Magister Yela, how are you doing?
Well, look who's here. How are you?
What do you mean, look who's here? You just mean I've come to speak with you. I'm on a flying ship on my way to the home of the ancient starlings that's been long forgotten. I'd say I'm pretty excited, all things considered.
Yes, excited. I guess I feel the same. Well, did you want something in particular, or are you just looking for some company?
I was just, just speaking to the crew, just passing some time. We've got a long flight ahead of us. The Grandmaster told me that you've been researching the Star People's culture for decades, but you're not a Starling yourself, are you? You've not got any Starling heritage in there.
You're right. But on the other hand, do you have to be a mummy in order to dedicate yourself to archaeology?
Well
The
said.
Starlings. I have been fascinated by them since I was a child. You must know, their technology is so powerful that if they wanted to, they could probably conquer the entire civilized world with it. But they don't. And why? Because they all share the same dream instead.
The united cause. The dream of fulfilling old prophecies and returning home. They don't care about Vin and the continent. They just want to be home.
Exactly. A place without war or hunger, where all are born equal and enjoy the same rights, regardless of their standing in society. And for some reason, this thought has fascinated me as much as the Starlings themselves do. Call it a fantasy, but if there is such a place, if it really is like the old legends, we'd be able to learn so much from the ancient fathers. And, well, there it is, the answer to your question. I suppose that this naive hope is the reason for my interest in the Star People's culture.
Thank you for sharing it all with me. But I just wonder if such a society is even possible. Do you believe it would be possible? Because the Starlings is one thing, and that even sounds too good to be true, but for humanity down there, and just look at what's happening around Enderal right now.
Well, that is a good question. I guess we'll have to wait until we find one. Anyway, let us continue our conversation at a later time, shall we? I want to enjoy the night sky. Who knows how many more chances we will have.
And I don't know how many more chances you'll have to appreciate this kind of view. Hey, Kermai. How is it?
What do you want?
I'll leave you to your starling spider. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your full name. Kermai. We've been airborne for more than a day now. Was it another day's travel?
It will take some more time. Use it to stretch your legs or to talk to your friends. You will know when it is time.
Very well. But I heard that you're not going to be coming back with us. You're planning to stay in the Starling City. What do you think is going to be waiting for us in the Star City?
Well, peace, hopefully. Forgive him, but he has no better answer.
Really don't know what to expect, other than the prophecies and the legends that have been told. Right, it's good to see you, and thank you again for all your help here. Is Kalia below deck? Wow. Somehow, this view is just as impressive, seeing the back of the ship. Oh, Kalia! You kind of stood there a bit sinister.
Sagira,
How are you?
Okay, let's just skip the small talk. I was never good at that. I wanted to see you because there's something I need to show you. Follow me. I couldn't sleep, so I used the chance to take a look around.
Okay.
The thought that Kermai did this all by himself, it's incredible. It would take dozens of Enderalian craftsmen at least 5 years to do this.
If not longer. How have you been? What is it you have to show me?
So, are you ready?
You seem really chipper, but this must be where the machinery is for the ship.
Yeah, but just bear with me. You'll be surprised. Ready to go in?
Sure. Let's do it.
Good.
Oh, hello. What? How is this in...
Maya told me about this place. This sphere is what keeps us in the air, and it draws its energy from the water. Crystal water, that's what he called it. I just had to see it for myself.
And how does this even fit in the ship? The ship is not this big. How? I mean, the cabin back there, that was... You know, difficult to believe that that all fit in the ship, but this is something else. What is... I mean, it's a lot bigger than it appears on the inside. Let's just put it that way.
Don't you think?
It is, though. That is magnificent. It's... The thing that stops us crashing back down to Earth, it's almost got like a night sky above it in itself. Like an aurora. It's stunning.
In any case,
He just can't believe it.
What?
No, he just can't believe it.
Go, Mike.
Oh, damn.
What? Should we not be down here?
No, quickly, run.
What are we... Kalia, this isn't like you. You're not the role-abiding one. Oh, shit. You're gonna get into trouble with Kermai. Have you been camping out down here?
That should do it. Now, wait a second.
What part of vertical didn't you understand? He thinks his instructions were clear. Stay here. Do nothing. But no. You decide to run around the ship and open whatever door crosses your path. And no, don't look at him like that. Next time, there will be consequences.
Is he talking to that starling spider from before? This ship is huge on the inside. I think we're clear.
Well, okay.
Saved by the bell, I guess, by the spider.
Yes.
It's not that funny. Come on.
That... I just...
Like a pair of kids getting into trouble, but what is it?
By the name of the sun, I just can't believe it. Here we are, on a mission to save mankind, and instead of sharpening our weapons and talking gloomily, we play hide and seek like two little kids who just stole an apple from their neighbor.
That's
I
kind of
bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I see it now. That is incredibly funny. Well, and as far as I know, Gloomy Talk hasn't won any battles yet.
No, it hasn't. Anyway, I guess we're safe down here, at least for a while. Actually, I don't mind. This place, it makes me feel serene.
Good. It's... Honestly, I would not have expected to find this little paradise, essentially.
Lets you forget why we're here.
That is true. But... Are you okay? You seem really okay. You seem serene.
Do I? In a good or bad way?
In a good way. It's a good way.
That's good to hear. You know, Sayura, I've been thinking about what happened in the castle and the talk we had after that.
Okay. And... Well... What have you been thinking about since then?
Well, do you remember when I said that I should maybe just give up and accept that I'll never be able to fully control that thing inside me? You told me that I might be right. That I should maybe just stop trying to control it.
No.
That only made it stronger in a way.
Did I say that?
At first, that made me really angry. It just sounded...
I don't think I
heartless,
said that.
Even though I know you didn't mean it that way. But then I thought about it and realized there's truth to that. You know, all my life, I've tried to kill that part of me because it made me feel despicable And every time I failed, I hated myself for it and thought that I was just too weak. But that was the wrong way to look at it from the very start. This thing, the only way to truly kill it would be to kill myself. And I can't and won't do that.
Oh, thank
Not
God.
now, when there's so much at stake, nor in the future if there is one.
Good. So, what are you trying to say? I don't think you're saying that you're just going to let it run free. Are you just going to, you know, it's part of you, you got to embrace that and just live to the fullest?
No, I won't let it harm anyone ever again. But I'll accept that it's a part of me. You know, Saira, what good did all the self-loathing
Where did my
ever
clothes
do?
go?
I've been dealt a tough hand, and with that thing and these urges inside of me, I'll never be like the others.
And I'm a lot shorter again.
I think that's the best, maybe the only way to deal with something like this. Accept it, as despicable as it may be, because it is part of who you are. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not deluding myself. Living with this thing will be something I have to wrestle with for the rest of my life. There will always be moments of weakness when it will try to get the best of me. But I will always resist. And I will do so without condemning myself every time it happens. And in the meantime, I will live. I will do all the things that I never allowed myself to do. Build friendships, go see the world, and go dancing. Even if the latter would be a rather amusing sight.
Hey, I can't dance either. I wouldn't judge. And let's not forget sneaking around skyships. You've ticked that off your list.
Yes. And that.
And it sounds like a good plan, and I hope I'm going to be part of your plans. Are we going to be friends?
You are, if you want to be.
Of course, I want to be your friend. I wouldn't have it any other way.
That really means a lot to me, Saira. You know, I'm not sure I could have... why am I still talking?
Oh, hang on a minute. No, okay. No, this is more than friends. Oh, okay. All right. Oh my, well, okay. Maybe now's not the time to put my clothes on and just walk away. Oh my god, I just got swept up in current events and I think we just... Kalia? Good morning, I
Hey,
guess.
Sorry I didn't wake you earlier. You seemed... exhausted.
Yeah, it's been ages since I last slept. And I had good reason to be exhausted. A lot has just happened. I kind of got just swept up in the moment, but I can't say that. It'll break a... Oh, no. Oh, if I just accidentally stumbled into oh no, this is bad. Oh. Yeah, it's just been ages since I last slept. I need... Oh, no. I'm in too deep. I had good reason to be.
I guess so. I heard talking coming from upstairs, and I think it could be time to go back to the others. What do you say?
I think maybe don't dip your feet in the water that's keeping us in the air. But just one more thing. What... The feelings. Where are we at with the feelings and us?
Good, I suppose. But truth be told,
Good?
I'm also afraid. You know, to make a mistake. All of this, it's new to me, and
It's new to me too.
There you were, there were these feelings, and then this.
Then this. So this is the first time you've been with someone in a romantic sense, or been with someone at all?
The first time the other person felt the same way, yes. There was a girl once, when I was younger. A novice. Silva.
Is she a keeper now too?
No. It hurts me to say it, but she lacked the discipline for it. She's an adjutant to a priestess now, and I don't even know if she's still in Enderal.
So, I guess she didn't reciprocate your feelings.
Well, let's put it this way. I'd be surprised if she even knew I existed.
Oh, so it's just like a little
This was
one-sided
before
crush.
that farmer told everyone about my connection to that village. I was very introverted back then and preferred to spend most of my time alone. So, I was just like I am nowadays.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Still, these feelings I had for her, they made me afraid. They were just there all of a sudden, and they seemed so intense and unreasonable. I couldn't control them, and that drove me crazy.
That's kind of what falling in love is all about, in a way, but also it's not. You know, because it is a little bit unreasonable, intense, and beautiful, but it's also calm and serene and comforting. And, well, how do you feel about what's happened between us? I don't really want to say that it's intense and unreasonable, because it's not always that. It's kind of a misconception, I believe.
That's different. Between us, it was somehow slower.
Yes.
More like some sort of trust, some sort of affection, which grew with each passing day, especially through the talks we had.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I think that's better, if anything.
No, it isn't. I think if I had felt the same towards you as I did towards Silva, I would have done one thing. Backed off. Meditated. Killed these feelings bit by bit so that they couldn't gain control over me. The fact that it wasn't like that, it's what made all this possible. You know, Saira, you were there for me. You accepted me despite everything you knew about me. And honestly, until the very end, I thought that there had to be some catch to it. Some logical reason for your affection. I just couldn't imagine you did it because... well, you know. Anyway, to be honest, for once in my life, I don't want to think about my feelings too much. I'm just happy. And that's it.
Good. So, the plan from here on out, then?
I don't know. Hopefully one that includes the two of us being together. First, we have to put an end to the cycle, find the Numinos, light the beacon, and then...
Yeah.
I can't imagine that this Quarak will just set sail and go back to Nerim once we've destroyed his vision of a higher existence for mankind, which essentially means war.
That is true.
But let's be honest, Saira. We can't win. Not against Nerim.
Oh... She wouldn't flee, though, if I suggest it. Maybe we should flee once we've lit the beacon. War isn't worth one of us dying, but... we can't exactly run. Can we? Maybe we'll find another way once we've stopped the High Ones. Maybe they will turn tail and run, but I have a feeling it'll only incite them to be even more fanatical.
Yes, we'll see. For now, I'd say that we should focus on getting rid of the High Ones first.
Yeah. Save the world
Can we go
first,
upstairs
save
then?
Ark second.
The others will be waiting for us.
We better head. Let's go.
Good. I'd recommend a little clothing first, though. I don't think the others would like this look as much as I do.
Oh, my eyes are up here, Kalia, thank you.